The doors of Hagia Sophia are shaking. You are inside, pressed against a marble column with hundreds of others. Women clutching children, priests still holding their censers, old men who have nowhere left to run. The candles are still burning. The gold mosaics of Christ and the Virgin still gleam on the walls above you. And from outside, getting closer with every heartbeat, you can hear the sound that means everything is over. Drums, shouting, and then the doors give way. But let us go back 55 days. Because this ending did not arrive without warning. It is April 6th, 1453. You are standing on the ancient walls of Constantinople and looking out at something that no living person has ever seen before. The army of Sultan Mehmed II stretches across the horizon in every direction. 80,000 soldiers. 300 ships blocking the harbor. And at the center of the Ottoman lines, something that makes even the bravest defenders go quiet. A cannon so large it takes 60 oxen to move it, built by a Hungarian engineer named Urban specifically to destroy these walls. The walls that have protected this city for 1,000 years. Constantinople is the last city of the Roman Empire. Everything else is gone. Rome itself fell nearly 1,000 years ago. But this city, built by Constantine the Great, on a triangle of land between the Golden Horn and the Sea of Marmara, has survived every attack, every plague, every siege for 1,100 years. Its triple walls are the most formidable defensive fortification in the ancient world, and they are about to meet something they were never built to face. The cannon fires for the first time, and the sound is unlike anything you have ever heard. The stone ball, each one weighing over half a ton, strikes the outer wall, and a section of ancient Roman masonry that has stood for 1,000 years simply ceases to exist. Dust and stone fragments rain down. The ground shakes. The birds go silent. And then, after a long moment, from the Ottoman lines across the no man's land comes a sound that raises every hair on your body. Cheering. Every day the cannon fires. Sometimes 6 times, sometimes 7. The defenders repair the walls at night, filling the gaps with wooden stakes and earth and rubble while the cannon cools. Every morning the same section is struck again. The walls hold, barely, but the garrison is shrinking. Constantinople began this siege with perhaps 7,000 defenders, against 80,000. Inside the city, you watch the sky. At night, the Ottoman campfires stretch to the horizon like a second city of light. By day, the cannon smoke drifts across the walls in slow gray clouds. The food is running short. The Venetian and Genoese ships that were supposed to bring reinforcements have not come. The messages to the Pope, to the King of Hungary, to anyone who might help, none have brought relief. The city is alone. On the night of May 28th, something extraordinary happens. The Emperor Constantine XI walks through the city, not in a carriage, not surrounded by guards. He walks on foot through every neighborhood, stopping to speak with the defenders on the walls, with the priests in the churches, with the ordinary citizens huddled in their homes. He knows what tomorrow will bring. He has known for days. He has sent one final message to his allies in the West asking for help. No reply has come. He visits Hagia Sophia and prays for a long time in the candlelit silence of the great church. He takes communion. He asks forgiveness for his sins and for the sins of his city. Then he returns to the walls. You see him pass your doorway in the torchlight. A middle-aged man in imperial purple, his face exhausted and absolutely composed. He nods at you. And then he walks on into the dark, toward the walls he knows he will not leave. That night, the entire city lights candles. In every window, on every rooftop, on the walls themselves. 1,000 points of light trembling against the darkness, while across the water the Ottoman drums begin their slow, steady rhythm that will not stop until dawn. Inside Hagia Sophia, the priests chant through the entire night. The sound carries across the dark city like a last breath. At midnight, the Ottoman attack begins. Wave after wave strikes the walls in the darkness. First the irregular troops, then the Anatolian infantry, then the elite janissaries in their white caps. The defenders fight with everything they have. The emperor himself fights on foot at the walls with his men, his imperial purple visible in the torchlight, a target, and an inspiration simultaneously. You hear the fighting from inside the city. The cannon has gone silent. The walls are too close now for artillery. Instead, there is the sound of steel and shouting, and then, terrifyingly, horns. Ottoman horns, sounding from inside the walls. A postern gate. Someone left a postern gate unbarred. 50 janissaries pour through the small opening and raise an Ottoman banner on the wall above. When the defenders see their own wall flying an enemy flag, something breaks. Men who have fought for 55 days begin to run. The emperor charges toward the breach with a handful of men. He is never seen again. The gates open from the inside. You run. Everyone around you is running, through the narrow streets toward the harbor, toward churches, toward anywhere that might offer shelter or sanctuary. The streets fill with people moving in every direction at once, children separated from parents, the elderly left behind. The sound of Ottoman drums and horns now inside the city, getting closer. You reach Hagia Sophia with hundreds of others. The great doors close behind you. The priests are still chanting. The candles are still burning. Someone says God will protect this place. Someone else says nothing. Then the doors begin to shake. When the doors open, it is over in minutes. The Ottoman soldiers who enter are, by Sultan Mehmed's explicit order, not to harm those who surrender. The killing stops at the walls. What enters Hagia Sophia is not a massacre, but a silence. The silence of an ending, of 1,100 years of one thing becoming something else entirely. You sit against your marble column and watch the candles burn down one by one. Outside, Sultan Mehmed II rides through the gate of the city he has just conquered. He is 21 years old. He dismounts at the door of Hagia Sophia, reaches down and picks up a handful of earth. He pours it over his own head, a gesture of humility before God. Then he walks inside. The city that was Constantinople is now Istanbul. The empire that began with Augustus Caesar, that survived Attila and plague and fire and 100 sieges, has ended on a Tuesday morning in May. And you were there.